Right, let's move into essay number 39, How to Make Steel. We've just finished essay number 38, Consolations, in our book American Miscellany. It was published in 1865, and it's a collection of essays. The previous one was rather poetic. This one seems to be maybe a little bit more serious. But we're here on page 96, and we're reading essay number 39, How to Make Steel. Steel is made of the purest malleable iron by a process called cementation. In this operation, layers of malleable iron and layers of charcoal are placed upon one another. In a proper furnace, the air is excluded, the fire raised to a considerable degree of intensity and kept up for 8 or 10 days. If upon trial of a bar the whole substance is converted into steel, the fire is extinguished and the whole is left to cool for 6 or 8 days longer. Iron thus prepared is called blistered steel, from the blisters which appear on its surface. In England, charcoal alone is used for this purpose, but Duhamel found an advantage in using 1/4 to 1/3 of wood ashes, especially when the iron was not of so good a quality as to afford steel possessing tenacity of body as well as hardness. These ashes prevent the steel-making process from being effected so rapidly as it would be otherwise, and give the steel pliability without diminishing its hardness. The blisters on the surface of the steel under this management are smaller and more numerous. He also found that if the bars, when they are put into the furnace, be sprinkled with sea salt, this ingredient contributes to give body to the steel. If the cementation be continued too long, the steel becomes porous, brittle, or a darker fracture, more fusible, and capable of being welded. On the contrary, steel cemented with earthly infusible powders is gradually reduced to the state of forged iron again. Excessive or repeating heat in the forge is attended with the same effect. The properties of iron are remarkably changed by cementation, and it requires a small addition to its weight, which consists of the carbon it has absorbed from the charcoal, and amounts to about the 150th or 200th part. It is much more brittle and fusible than before, and it may still be welded like bar iron, if it has not been fused or over-cemented, but by far the most important alteration in its properties is that it can be hardened or softened at pleasure. If it be made red hot and instantly cools, it attains a degree of hardness which is sufficient to cut almost any other substance. But if heated and cooled gradually, it becomes nearly as pure as iron, and may, with much the same facility, be manufactured into any determined form.